Les Kramer, congratulations on your selection for induction into the Florida Inventors Hall of Fame. This is a recognition that has been well earned, and your technical contributions have had lasting impact on many fields, including aerospace and defense, and medical devices, power generation, and many, many more. Your patents and publications clearly attest to the depth of your achievements and, of course, your dazzling intellect.
Google defines invention as creation of a product or introduction of a process for the first time. Creation is the key that identifies the need for the invention, the problem to be solved, and the market served. Creation benefits from nonlinear thinkers that have laboratory skills. In other words, people that know how to work with both their head and their hands. I grew up on the south side of Chicago in a post-war family of four. My father, Myron, was an engineering student during the war and then returned to the family paint store. He was a creator, a craftsman, a problem solver, and a fabricator of the most beautiful model trains you'd ever want to see. He taught me how to use hand tools and how to be a craftsman. And as a result, I won a model building contest at the age of 8. In 5th grade, I discovered electromagnetic waves. First, I built a crystal radio. Then I built a regenerative receiver. And along the way, my dad taught me how to find electronic parts, how to solder, and how to do sheet metal fabrication. With these skills, I've been an amateur radio operator since 1959. Then I discovered the wonders of AC induction and built a giant repulsion coil. This device could throw an aluminum ring 6 feet in the air and allowed me to compete in the Chicago Science Fair. My father taught me where to find number 12 double cotton covered wire and transformer laminations. Unfortunately, my poor mom had her table pad destroyed by our coil winding efforts. As a young inventor, I've had many mishaps along the way. For instance, everybody knows how cold it is in Chicago, yet I hydroponically grew sugar cane and sweet potatoes and other crops year-round on our back porch. One evening, while I was showing off my plants to a friend, I slipped and fell and punched out a window and severely lacerated my arm. So instead of a night at the movies for my parents, they spent a night at the hospital. I was always interested in robotics as a teenager. One day, a friend of mine and I made a prototype robot. Just as we turned it on, his mom came down the steps to the basement with some cookies for us. The robot whizzed by her, the cookies went in the air, the robot slammed against the back wall of the basement, and my robotics career was abruptly ended. Yeah, the following year, I developed an interest in time-lapse photography. I took a Lionel train transformer, a war souvenir electric movie camera, and built a timer to take time-lapse pictures of morning glories opening and closing during the day. Along the way, I almost fell off the roof of the garage, but the movies were really spectacular. In my mind, 2 patents stand out. The ABES process, ABES stands for Adhesively Bonded Erosion Shield Technology, was an important lesson learned because I had to fail before I succeeded commercially. Just because I didn't succeed in my first application doesn't mean the ABES process was a failure. My initial field trials indicated that it was not suitable for steam turbine erosion shield application. With just a simple change in materials from a metal to a ceramic, I found that the ABES process was the right solution at the right time for the repair of phosphate mining pumps. The result of this was that I had a viable business headquartered out of my garage in Longwood, Florida for 3 years. The tailor-made prosthetic foot had the greatest societal impact of any of my patents. Over 2,000 lower limb amputees are currently using this device, including 2 Boston Marathon bombing victims. One of the features of the tailor-made prosthetic foot is it releases energy to the toe and heel at the proper time in the gait cycle. It adapts to sports activities such as golf or skateboarding, and it also provides improved stability walking up stairs and ramps. Looking back on my career, my inventions have improved human life and safety, have helped lower limb amputees walk normally, have solved industrial problems to increase profitability, have aided academic institutions to gain licensing income, and of course, I want to thank my wife, Lynn, for her continuing support and encouragement over these many years. I couldn't have been successful without her.